Hey y'all, it's y'all favorite cozy girl, Chi the Reality Queen, and I am back again with another episode of Robe Chronicles. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 4, Episode 12. And yeah, this episode starts out with Heather and Angie meeting, and they're asking about, like, where did the little Puritan woman event go left? And honestly, I'm like, I cannot believe you would ask such a silly a question. Like, you asked the women, Heather, who would you throw off the wagon? And you thought that was going to be a good question for an event in which people clearly have issues. Like I don't like when people are willfully obtuse with me. Like, you know what you did, and now you're trying to play like, oh my God, why, how could this have gone so left? Like, Heather, shut up. I like you, but shut up, because you playing in our face right now, and I don't like it, right? I don't like when people play in my face, and that's what Heather is doing, playing in all of our faces like we foolish. Angie, I am surprised. Like, I don't like her beef with Meredith, and I don't think she has a storyline without it. But I am always surprised by her calm demeanor. And I don't know if I like it or if I don't like it. Like, okay, let me say it like this. I do like it, but I don't know if it's like good. Okay, I guess that's the best way to say it. And they're just talking about how, like, Monica is all over the place. And I'm like, wow, like, we are watching this gaslighting like in real time, because you are trying to make her seem like she is off her rocker, and she spends most of her time reacting to how people are treating her. Like, the girl is reacting. I mean, and Meredith was right. She said you should stop reacting. And that's 100% true. But like, she wouldn't have to react if you guys weren't so mean. Uh, but yeah. And it was crazy because Heather like relates it to Jen, and it's not who I see. I don't see Jen in her. Like, Jen was so off your rocker crazy, but so also lovable. I know y'all hate her, but it's free Jen Shaw till it's backwards over here. Um, but yeah, so, anyways, Meredith has a jewelry event and she invited everybody but Angie K. Reasonable. She don't F with her like that. Um, yeah, I was surprised Angie K didn't show up the way she showed up to the vacation, but I guess maybe she's learning to respect herself a little bit more. I don't know. Um, Whitney and Justin are in the car wearing matching Gucci shirts. Like, what was the deal with that? Like, how were they matching? Where were they going? Like, y'all just filming the scene in the car wearing matching shirts? But they're talking about therapy, and Justin feels like talking to friends is better than talking to therapists. And I'm like, yes, because your friends will support you. And he said it just like that, like, oh, Seth supports me and is on my side. Yes, because Seth is your friend and Seth has also effed up. So he is going to support you because he's going to want to defend his own actions as well. That's why you don't want to go see a therapist, because a therapist is impartial and will tell you whether you're wrong. But a therapist should also be telling Whitney when she's wrong too. And I'm sure she's wrong a lot just based on who she is. Um, Whitney's friend Sherry is battling cancer, and she was intubated while she got that call. Whitney got that call. And honestly, that's such a sad and difficult thing to deal with, um, especially because you have all these cameras in your face and you're still dealing with such emotional trauma based on a friend having cancer and not doing well, especially because, they showed us flashbacks of her being in scenes with Whitney. So, like, this was someone who we have once seen so healthy. It's always tough to see. Um, but yeah, so then Lisa and Meredith meet up. And I have been wondering all season, they have, even though they have tried to reconcile, it had seemed like they still were not kind of talking, like, despite reconciling. And come to find out, Lisa's like, I had to put the brakes on our friendship when you were threatening Angie. Threatening. I mean, and Meredith was like, because she brought it up, like, I heard you told people I was threatening Angie. She's like, yeah, that's why I pumped the brakes on our friendship. Like, I don't really like that. And it's funny because she was like, you're a hypocrite, Lisa, which Lisa is. Like, it's so crazy because Lisa is one of those people that will hate what somebody does and then do it right back to people and think that it's normal. Like, what do you mean? Ma'am, you're insane and a hypocrite. Um, but yeah, so they were just kind of like going back and forth, and Meredith, I mean, civilly, of course, because they're friends. And she's just saying, like, Lisa, you're a hypocrite. How you treat Monica. You chose to be friends with Angie, but Angie has been rude to me. You didn't pump the brakes with her. You're still friends with her. And it's true. Like, you must see something that you can gain from Angie, and that's why you're still her friend, where you might not see that you can gain that with Meredith, because to me Lisa seems like an opportunist, and I feel like there must, and I mean, Angie, we have seen, will give her friends lots of money and do lots of crazy things for them. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the reasons why Lisa's trying to keep her around, because she gave, I don't know, Jen Shaw thousands of dollars to throw a party for Coach. And it's like, girl, you are really desperate to be somebody's friend. And she probably currently doing that to Lisa. And we all know Lisa has her little issue. And I just need to point out that Lisa is always ordering drinks with Vita tequila, but I have never, ever seen Vita tequila in real life. I've never seen it. Where do people get it? Maybe I'm not looking for it. Like, my eyes are like glossing over it when I leave my home, but I have never seen it. And maybe I should start intentionally looking for it. But if you've seen it out and about in the wild, let me know. Or maybe it's just a Utah thing. Um, then Monica meets with Mary at her house. I'm like, is this what we've gone to? Like, everybody just going to sit in Mary's house like she's the freaking godfather, and you got to come there and kiss the ring and talk with her, and like, what is going on? Like, I just think it's really weird, and I just feel like, I don't know, but Mary is an ally for Monica. Um and she just tells Monica, like, hey, you can't be a grudge holder. You have to get past it. And it's so funny because Monica's like, Mary's really good at giving advice that she does not take. Absolutely, ma'am. Like, you, how are you going to call somebody a grudge holder when you hate people seasons later for what? Like, you two, I think all of them are low key grudge holders. So, you know, except for Heather, because I mean, Heather is a grudge holder if you are someone she doesn't see as like the most popular girl in the room. Like, I said this last episode, I believe, Heather is almost 50 and she is still living that middle school, high school, like, oh, these are the popular girls and I don't want them to be mad at me and I want to be cool with them. And I want her to get out of that so bad. So bad, sis. I want you out of that. But anyways, Whitney gets a call from Angie sending her condolences because, as it turns out, that her friend passed away. This is pretty devastating. Um, it's really sad. I mean, I don't know how long between the intubation and her passing, but it's still pretty sad. Um, then Lisa takes Jack missionary clothes shopping. Now, if that's not the most Utah store I've ever, like, it's a suit shop. Just say that. It's a suit shop. We sell suits. No, we sell missionary clothing. And once again, Lisa makes everything about her. I really don't even think she can help it at this point. I think that's just so ingrained into who she is that every action she takes has to revolve around her. Like you're shopping for your son, but you're trying to do stuff to make it about you. And it's insane. And it's funny because even her son Jack says like, I need this to get a break from you. Like I love you, but I need a break. And I can see it. I can see it. Like he needs that freedom. He needs to get away from that lady. And it's insane. I'm sure he loves her. Obviously, she's his mom. She takes care of him. So I'm not even trying to knock her parenting, but I do have to knock her personality. She is so vain. And it's like, not everything has to be about you. Your son is 17. He's growing up. He's going to be living his life however he so chooses to live it. And you can't control every aspect of it. And then she has this husband, and I'm sorry, but he don't be saying enough. Like, you need to tell your wife, like, hey, maybe our son should pick out what he wants. Maybe our son should do XYZ. Everybody just walking on eggshells around this woman, and she's just the queen of the castle, but not like regular queen, like off with their heads queen. Like, I'm running shit. So, you know, that's who Lisa is. I mean, is it a good housewife character? Yes. We gonna keep coming back for it. But it's probably insufferable in real life. Um, but what really bothers me in this scene is how Jack talks about how he's going to go live in a poor country for 2 years. Baby, who told you Colombia poor? I never heard that. I'm sure there are poor places. I'm sure there are poor aspects, but I have never heard of Colombia to be a poor country. I mean, again, I don't know if you're from Colombia and you think it's a poor country, let me know. I don't know. I have not really known it to be. But I feel like there's this idea that these people have is like they're above everybody. Like, oh, we're gonna go help these poor people that aren't Mormons and sell and teach them our ways and sell them our story. And and it's like, okay, that's nasty. Okay, like that's nasty. Those Colombians, they're living their lives and they're doing what they need to do. I mean, I'm not, spread your gospel however you see fit, but come on now. Don't get nasty because that's nasty. I did not like that. And I feel like Jack is getting that from, I mean, the church, but also his mom, of the belief that, people are beneath them and stuff. Um, I didn't like that. Anyways, Monica and Heather meet up. It seems like they're meeting up before Meredith's event because it was such a random place to meet up because they're not like eating or anything. Um, Heather asked her, like, oh, are you going to Bermuda? And she's like, no. And Heather was just kind of like, okay. And she was like, dang, girl, I am going. Like, I was just kidding. But I don't know. I don't know. Heather's getting weird. It's getting weird, Heather. It's getting weird. I like you, but it's getting weird. And I hope the weird stops. Um, but yeah, Monica apologizes to Heather. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to tell y'all that she is the queen of apologies, right? I love a housewife who will apologize for their previous behavior. Like, that's how you move a show forward, right? You go, you get crazy, y'all fight, and then you come back and you apologize because you got to move the show forward. It's like your job, right? You just do it. Um, then Meredith's event starts and everybody shows up. Heather gives Meredith the churned butter that she was hoping to make at the little Pioneer Woman event. Um, it was still weird because at that point they didn't still tell us what Monica brought, and she brought in those like boxes and all this stuff, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" But anyways, um, Whitney shows up to Meredith's events surprisingly after the loss of her friend, and everybody is being incredibly supportive, which is what it is. Like, even Meredith, they don't get along, but the truth of the matter is losing someone is so tough that to be mean to someone who just lost someone is just like unconscionable. Like, you're horrible. if you do that. So I like that everybody was able to kind of come together on this note. Um, except for Lisa, it seems, because Lisa was acting like, and again, editing, I always try to account for stuff for editing, but Lisa is acting like nothing's wrong. And she's just like, hey girl, like, you good? Like, you good? Her friend's dead. Granted, I don't know if I would have gone out like Whitney did, but sometimes grieving is different for everybody and you have to do what works for you. You have to really decide how you're going to grieve and make it work. But yeah, so Monica and Lisa, um, oh, let me back up. Meredith talks about her husband. Like, she gives a little speech and she talks about her husband and she talks about like him never taking any breaks on her. And I'm like, is that shade towards Lisa? Are you shading Lisa right now? Because she said she put the brakes up on your relationship. Like, it was, it seems intentional based on timing, but maybe the word was still fresh in her mind. Who knows? Um, Seth, Monica and Lisa then talk, and again, Monica apologizes to Lisa. Again, great apologizer, great for the show, fantastic housewife. Um, but I mean, she's honest in her apology, right? She's like, I go low when I'm triggered. Okay, simple. Don't trigger that person, right? That's a simple response to that. Let's not be rude to this person. Let's not trigger this person, right? I don't think the housewives get that, but that's what they should do, right? When they see somebody like Monica, like, oh, she could get nasty, nasty, nasty. So let's not trigger her in that manner. But I feel like they kind of like it. So that's why they keep doing it. But either way, she apologized. And so Lisa tells her about how Jack is going on his mission to Colombia. Monica's super excited for him because her father's side of the family is from Colombia, but she's never experienced it because her father left when she was so young. So she's just kind of, excited for Jack in that. Um, Seth is trying to help Heather find a man. I don't know what Heather is doing, which is funny because I feel like we haven't seen Heather like even try and date since season one. I really wonder what's going on with that because she seems like somebody who wants a man real bad. Um, but we just aren't seeing that. Like, we're not seeing that play out. So I'm kind of interested as to why not. Does she have somebody and she doesn't want them to be on the show? Like, what is going on, Heather? Where's your man? And not that she needs a man, because she don't need a man. But I'm just saying, for someone who has seemed like that's what she wants, they're not really focusing on that aspect of her life. Um, Lisa pulls Whitney to the side to talk to her. Um, but she wants to talk to her about like Meredith. And Whitney's like, girl, my friend just died. I don't care about none of your petty drama. And it's funny because it's like, are you crazy, Lisa? Like, read the room. I I just can't. I just can't. I just don't understand how somebody could be so self-centered. Like, it is so crazy. In the middle like of them getting into it, Monica pulls them away, like, can you guys come for like 5 minutes for me to talk to you guys? And she, basically does her little formal invite to Bermuda where she has like Bermudan rum and she has some like pastries that are from Portugal, or Portuguese pastries. I think that's what it was. Just to kind of, clear the air, get everybody excited for the trip and whatnot to Bermuda. I thought it was a really sweet gesture. Obviously, she's trying to get back in good graces and just kind of, clear the air. So that was really nice. Um, but then everybody goes back, and then Lisa goes up to Whitney again and she asks about, like, are you okay? And Whitney's like, no, I'm not okay. Like, girl, I'm struggling. And she was like, you were just so excited to give Heather a gift when you saw, and I was there with her, and like, you were more excited to give her a gift and speak to her than you were to like console me. And that was a little weird. Like, okay, y'all, please don't hate me because I get it. She lost a friend. I do. But I don't know if your mourning demands that everyone else should also be in mourning, right? Like, Lisa should be able to give a friend a gift or be excited to see somebody. Um, I think she should be able to do that. However, I do understand Whitney's point where it just felt like she was blowing her off because she did kind of just like give her a half hug and just kind of say hi. So I get that. So I'm not knocking Whitney, but I'm also in this specific example not knocking Lisa. But I do think Lisa was pretty callous with the whole thing. Um, and then she tells Lisa that she has zero self awareness, which duh, been saying that. And then Lisa then tries to act like Whitney is being triggered by her friendship with Heather. Girl, are you crazy? Why would why at this point would you think that was the appropriate thing or situation to like bring up? And obviously, Whitney goes off and she's like, everything is all about you and you're so selfish and this and that and wooty wooty whoop. And, I wanted you to be there for me. Like I told you first. When my friend passed, I called you and then I called Angie because I thought you guys were like my real friends and would be there for me. And Lisa's like, well, I sent flowers to your house. They're on their way there. And I just can't believe that Lisa thinks that's appropriate. Like, you're here in front of her, console her. That's your friend. Be there for her. Why is it the flowers that you sent to her house are good enough when you're looking at her? Like, the flowers aren't there yet. She doesn't know you sent flowers. Yes, that is a kind gesture if she knows it has come and whatever, but they're still in transit. You know that, and you're seeing her prior to that. So just be there for it. Like Lisa, it was in poor taste. But what's crazy is Whitney then walks off, storms out, and Lisa starts going off in the same manner that she started going off about Meredith. Like my ear was so turned to the TV because I was trying to see if she was going to say some mean stuff about Whitney because that's her MO. But she was more so like, I can't believe this. Get this mic off me. Oh my God, I can't do this. I was just like, okay, girl, now drop that T because I know you mad. I mean, she did it once. Like, come on. She's liable to do it again. But I guess she learned from the last time because she took the mic off and she was panicking and whatever. I think that Lisa just gets really, really triggered when people tell her the hard truth about her, lacking self awareness, not being a good person, being really materialistic. All of those things are true about her and they trigger the F out of her. I don't know why they trigger her so bad, but they do. But I'm really excited to see how Whitney takes this or hearing about it or maybe seeing it. I don't know when she's going to see it. I'm excited for their trip to Bermuda as well. Looks like they have a good time. Obviously, the beef is not over. There's still much more beef for them to have this season. I mean, we know Monica and Heather really get into it. I mean, there's a lawsuit pending. But here's the thing, Monica is my girl. She is showing real, true housewife potential. I love it. Um, yeah, I'm just really eager to see what goes on. And then Whitney in the next episode is going off on Heather. Like, mind blown. I mean, they have had beef. I thought they reconciled, but this shows the reconciliation didn't really happen like we thought it did, or it didn't take. It might not have taken. But anyways, please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Tell me what you think, you guys. I am so excited to hear what you guys think. That's why I be in the Twitter threads like, oh, what are people saying? What are people saying? So let me know what you guys think and what you guys are seeing on this season. And I will be back next time. Bye.